Hello everybody, David Shuster here. There is no spectacle quite as comical or instructive as a moralist caught in the act of his own sermon. The latest specimen is Kash Patel, Donald Trump's FBI director, who has managed to prove that hypocrisy not only flies, but does so on government fuel. Recently, Patel posted a photo of him out on a date with his country singer girlfriend, Alexis Wilkins. MSNBC picks up the reporting from there.
Now, Wilkins was performing at a Penn State sporting event on Saturday. And if you're wondering how Kash Patel got there to support her, well, public flight logs show he took a taxpayer-funded government jet. Later that night, that same jet flew from Pennsylvania to Nashville, where Patel's girlfriend lives.
Yes, Patel boarded a $60 million federal jet and soared to Pennsylvania to attend a wrestling match. Not to investigate crime, not to protect our nation, but to watch his girlfriend sing the national anthem. Then, the couple flew from Pennsylvania to Nashville. One can almost see the stars and stripes fluttering nobly in the background while taxpayers foot the bill for this airborne tryst. The problem is that Patel is the same man who, with righteous fire, accused his FBI director predecessors of abusing government aircraft for personal junkets. And Patel bellowed about fiscal responsibility and the sacred obligations to the taxpayers not just once, but repeatedly.
Chris Wray doesn't need a government-funded G5 jet to go to vacation. Maybe we ground that plane. $15,000 every time it takes off. Just a thought.
Go take their money. Chris Wray doesn't need a private jet.
We're not the guys running around on private jets. And somebody, maybe in Congress, should ask for how many flights on a private jet Director Comey took, or my predecessor Director Wray took, and how many personal trips they took.
Well, based on his own schedule, we know Director Patel has taken several personal trips on government aircraft to watch sporting events, attend concerts, and now to hook up with his girlfriend. In other words, Patel has done repeatedly what he used to damn others for. Though in the case of FBI Directors Comey and Wray, they were married, whereas Patel seems to view government aircraft as a tool to help his social life. The official line from Kash Patel is that no rules were broken since Congress requires that the FBI director travel by government jet. And that's fine. Any FBI director should be given that extra level of security and communication when they fly. But Patel did not embrace the accommodations or that particular law until he became the FBI director. What makes this episode so remarkable is not the tawdry romance of it, though the image of the FBI director as a kind of airborne country music groupie is rich enough. What makes Patel's flying a taxpayer dime to see his girlfriend so noteworthy is the utter contempt it shows for the intelligence of the American public. Patel built his career in MAGA by railing against government elites who think they're above the rest of us. And now, Patel is doing precisely that with a straight face, a security detail, and a government-funded jet. And the American taxpayer has become the involuntary patron of Kash Patel's vanity. Taxpayers fund the meals, the retreats, the private jets disguised as secure communication platforms, and in return, we get lectures from morons like Kash Patel, a man who cannot pass a mirror without sermonizing, nor an opportunity for self-indulgence without taking it. What a remarkable image. The director of the FBI, the avatar of law and order, descending from a government jet to attend a wrestling match, draped in the flag of his own self-regard. If there were any justice left in Washington, D.C., Patel would be made to ride coach on, say, Spirit Airlines until he repaid the public's dignity. As for the rest of us, all we can do is laugh. The bitter, helpless laugh that greets a clown who thinks he is a statesman, or in this case, a responsible director of the FBI. Kash Patel's hypocrisy has taken flight, and all the rest of us can do is watch it soar as Patel leaves behind a vapor trail of sanctimonious moralizing. And by the way, that moralizing continues now on social media.
Let's just go ahead and read some of this, shall we? Proud of the work of this FBI. We're taking violent criminals off the streets, blah, blah, blah. Let me be clear, we will not be distracted by baseless rumors or the noise from uninformed internet anarchists and the fake news. I have always said, criticize me all you want, but going after the people doing great work, my personal life or those around me, is a total disgrace. The disgustingly baseless attacks against Alexis, a true patriot, and the woman I am proud to call my partner in life are beyond pathetic. She is a rock-solid conservative and a country music sensation who has done more for the nation than most will in 10 lifetimes. Now, again, I'm not familiar with Miss Wilkins or her country music. I will note she is 26 years old and he's, in his 40s. And I guess that's the way he's talking about his 26-year-old girlfriend, who's a country music singer. I mean, it's nice to see him ride for his woman, certainly. If she's your partner in life, you should probably put a ring on it there, Mr. Patel.
Sagar and Jetty there on the Breaking Points podcast. And in case you missed it, Patel referred to all of us reporting on his private use of government aircraft as uninformed internet anarchists and the fake news. What's fake about this story? Well, clearly nothing, because Patel recently fired an FBI official who oversees the agency's fleet of aircraft. Patel blamed him for the story getting out, even though the flight data is publicly available on countless websites, and Patel himself tipped us off on social media. But here again, the Breaking Points podcast.
Stephen Palmer, who had worked at the Bureau since '98, was hired as the head of FBI's Critical Incident Response Group, which is responsible for handling major security threats as well as overseeing the agency's fleet of jets, the third head of the unit to be dismissed by Patel since the Trump administration. Bloomberg Law, which broke the story, said 3 unnamed sources had expressed astonishment at the sacking, given that Patel's flight schedules were fully public and trackable on websites like FlightAware. A day after her performance, Patel himself reposted photos showing him together with his girlfriend, country singer Alexis Wilkins, on his Twitter account.
But because the story got out, Patel blamed others at the FBI, including the guy in charge of the aircraft, and Patel took no responsibility himself. In other words, Kash Patel is not just abusing taxpayer-funded aircraft, but he's behaving like the worst possible corrupt boss. And that is our FBI Director Kash Patel. Instead of leading federal law enforcement with dignity and honor, Patel is a populist hypocrite, a patron saint of taxpayer-funded romance, and a total jerk of epic proportions. By the way, Democratic voters recently corrected and shamed a Fox News host to her face on live TV.
I think it should really be referred to as the Republicant Party, because all they talk about is what they can't do. They can't reopen the government. They can't find a way to feed poor people.
But wait a minute. You do understand that they gave a House passed, and one of the hardest places on the planet to get something passed is in the House.
Faulkner pointed to the Republican government funding bill that ends healthcare tax subsidies and insisted Democrats should be blamed for the government shutdown. Faulkner also raised migrant deportations. Democrat Dan spoke up again.
But Republicans really, they control all 3 branches of government. They own the shutdown. There's no question about it.
Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.